As for Gardiner, I was struck by James Myrtle's comments on TSN 1050 earlier this week when he said, you know, the Leafs management now is basically has a different philosophy, and I agree with this. They have a different philosophy than the Lou Lamoriello administration, and the thing is, this administration will not let a player like a Van Riemsdyk or a Bozak walk away for nothing. It's an asset. You have asset management. You either get something for them or you keep them, but you do not let them walk away for nothing. And that's where, like, if they can't get Gardiner signed, if they think he's asking for too much or his positioning in terms of free agency is going to be too strong that he could demand $7 million a year or something like that, they're going to move him. So I don't think that, you know, he may start the year with them. They may, you know, use him as sort of a safety net for, you know, Travis Dermott if Travis Dermott isn't capable of moving up into the top four. But I still think that Gardiner is going to be traded or extended. It's not going to be the middle ground.
Jake Gardiner is a fantastic player, and I know there are the faction out there who believe Jake Gardiner is the greatest defenseman of all time. But if that's indeed the case, then he's going to be talked about, and his warts are going to be not only honed in on, exposed, and criticized every which way, but he is going to be considered a pariah by many, and those who love him very much and all who want to pedestalize him and praise him are just going to have to understand that if you are at that level, you are going to be loved, but you're also going to be criticized. And I've always made the point about Jake Gardiner. We've done this ad nauseum, Mike. We've spoken about Jake Gardiner on this podcast over the life of this project, 4 months or whatever, more than any other player. But look, if he's going to be the big ticket defenseman back there, and he is going to be the guy who puts up 60 points and rushes the puck and throws these long bomb passes and makes a few of them, but also has a few picked off, and then the return is the puck ends up in your own net. This guy is going to need support. The question is, where are you going to get that support from when you're spending a lot of your money on Jake Gardiner? I'm sorry. He is not Nick Lidstrom, and he is not going to be able to carry a bunch of average defensemen to Stanley Cups. The alternative is to take his asset as, you know, being one of the top offensive defensemen in the league, spinning him around for something that you need and bringing up some of these Jake Gardiners in development and have them work with that asset that you brought back for Jake Gardiner. But people just I think fans now, all we want to do is we just want to hero worship. We love these guys. We look at their stats. We just love them. I mean, there's an article right now about Auston Matthews and his genius. Like, that's great and all. We love these guys. We want to buy their jerseys and stuff. But these guys have to fit into the process, into the puzzle of winning a championship. Because for guys like you and I, Mike, that is what it's all about. Winning a championship. And that's what it really should be about. And if you can take Jake Gardiner and bring back something of similar stature, but of a different mold, a different mindset, a different quality that you are desperately needing, you have to entertain it, Mike. And I don't care how much you love the guy. It's got to be done because team is more important than your love of one player.
Or even somebody who's under contract for longer, who might not be as good of a defenseman as Jake Gardiner. But it's asset management, and asset management is managing the cap, but it's also managing the type of players that you have. And like I said, I think that the organization seems to be developing the similar types of defensemen. You know, Riley's more offensive minded, but I think he's a much better two-way guy than Gardiner is. Dermott promises to be like Gardiner in that respect. Liljegren maybe a little bit less so, but I mean, they have those types of guys, so it allows you to potentially move Gardiner if you think that the price point that he's going to ask for before free agency is just too much to pay.